Okay, so you have seen the thumbnail. We're going to get straight into significant figures. Significant figures. We could say sig fig for short, or we could say S.F as an abbreviation. So let's take an example. Let's say we had 3092. Now I'm going to define, we have here, there's 4 figures in this number: the first figure, the second, third and fourth figures of the number. But I'm going to define the first significant figure, as the first non-zero digit of the number. Okay, so if we're looking at this number here, 3092, the first non-zero digit of the number is going to be 3, so that will be our first significant figure. We have here the second, fourth, and the fifth significant figure. And notice here that our second significant figure can be whatever number we like. It could be 0, it could be 9, it could be whatever number. It doesn't have to be a non-zero number. That rule only applies for the first significant figure. It's so we can locate the first significant figure and begin counting significant figures from that number, going from left to right as the conventional style of reading any number or expression. So let's say I wanted to round this number to only one significant figure. Well, it's the similar process as rounding to decimal places. I'm going to look at the first significant figure here because I only want this number rounded to one significant figure. So I'm going to look at the first significant figure. Then I'm going to use my 5 or more rule. I'm going to look just to the right of this number, and if it's 5 or more, I'll add a 1. It's not 5 or more, and so I'll leave it as 3, and my new number would be 3002, one significant figure. So just taking another example, let's say we had 9126. Okay, and I wanted to round this number to 3 significant figures. Well, again, it's the same process. I'm going to name these as the first, second, third and fourth significant figures. I want the third significant figure. I want to round this number to 3 significant figures. And so I'm going to look at this number here. I'm going to look at the 2, as that is the third significant figure. I'm going to look at the number just to the right and use my 5 or more rule. It's greater than 5, so I'm going to add 1. That will be 1 plus 2, and that number is going to become 3. So my new number, rounded to 3 significant figures, is 9130. Now notice in both of these examples, notice in this example, after I've rounded this number to 3 significant figures and I've added the 1 to the 2 and I've got 3, I've nullified the number just to the right. So the trailing figures that follow it just to the right of the number, I nullify them and they become 0. So I've just made that 0 there. The same is in this case here. I wanted only one significant figure, so we can see this number is already 0, but the preceding 9 and 2, the fourth and the fifth significant figures, I have nullified and they have both become 0. So taking another example, let's say I had 0.001659. Okay, so again the same rule applies. My first significant figure of this number would be the first non-zero digit, which is 1. So we have our first significant figure. Then we have our second, third, our fourth significant figure, and the fifth. Okay, so let's say I wanted to round this number to only 3 significant figures. Again, same process. I'll look for my third significant figure, which is here. I'll look at the number just to the right of that. If it's 5 or greater than 5, I'll add 1. It's not greater than 5 or 5, and so I'll leave it as that. And so I'll have 0.00165. Let's take another example. Let's say I had 0.10926, and I wanted to round this number to 4 significant figures. Again, I'm looking for the first non-zero digit as my first significant figure. Then we have the second, third, fourth, and our fifth. So I wanted to round this number to only 4 significant figures. So I'm going to look for my fourth significant figure, which is 2. I'm going to look at the number just to the right of that. That's 6. So I'm going to add 1 here, so that becomes 3, and my new number will become 0.109. After I have rounded to, in this case, I have rounded to 3 significant figures. I have not even left the 4th and 5th places in. They didn't nullify and become 0, like in the case of our whole number. What has happened instead is we have just taken them off. Okay, we're only interested in our first 3 significant figures. And in this case, we are only interested in our first 4 significant figures. Okay, so let me give you another example. I'm being very generous with my examples. Let's say we had 3,092.00563. And so first of all, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 figure number. We could say it has 9 figures in it. It's not a 9-figure number as what you'd think it is in the bank, but it has 9 figures in it. So we'll define our first significant figure as our first non-zero digit, which is 3. We have our second, our third, our fourth, our fifth, our sixth, our seventh, our eighth, and our 9th significant figures. So let's say I wanted to round this number to only 2 significant figures. Well, I'll look for the second significant figure. I'll look at the number just to the right of that, and if it's 5 or greater than 5, I'll add 1, and my new number will become 3,100. And notice here that these 2 numbers become nullified, they become 0, and these numbers are completely, along with the decimal point, are completely taken out. Okay, well, this was quick math, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.